well, how about we talk about my favorite way to grow a chapter? And he said, what does that involve? And I said, well, making money. So hands up everyone who's here to make money. I just want to make sure I'm talking to the right people. Okay, cool. Right. I can see some of you are very well bred and don't want to expose that. But anyway, that's okay. So this is my favorite way to grow a chapter via making money. And I did this back when I was a vice president about 5 years ago with my group. And it all started with one-to-ones. When I first became vice president, I became aware that the quality of one-to-ones in the group was lacking. People were doing them. They were getting their statistics up in order to, to meet the KPIs, et cetera, but the quality of them wasn't very good. So I went through a bit of a training procedure. I took out a couple of guinea pigs at first and said, because proper one-to-one training wasn't available back then. And I said, look, I want to get you guys to try doing a couple of different things. And so I went through a bit of a process and guided them through how one-to-ones should go. And back at that stage, our chapter had about 24 members in it. And people were a little bit reluctant, to try something new because, it was one of those chapters. It was kind of easy. It was going along okay, but there was a little bit of frustration about the amount of closed business people were making. So I said, look, I think we can make a bit of an impact on this. Let's just try this structure. And so away they went. And a couple of them did it. And sure enough, the number of referrals between the two of them just started to grow. And I said, what do you think about this? And they said, it's working. And it revolved around, you're using your diary. Okay, I think I may have spoken about in your chapter before. And I said to them, do you think I should be training a couple of other groups? Yeah, and so I did. So I trained 2 or 3 other, sets of pairs who were in the same contact spheres to do that. And they said, yeah, okay, this is working. So we got it to the stage where people in the chapter were actually saying, Steve, I want to be on this list of people that are being trained to do proper one-to-ones. And I said, okay, fine. So I ended up doing the chapter as a group and it all worked out really well. And here's what happens. Okay, so a lot of people just do one-to-ones because they require statistics. Okay, that's part of it. But if that's the reason you're doing them, then you're kind of missing the point. The idea of one-to-ones is to set yourself a goal. And the goal I requested everybody set themselves was, out of every 3 one-to-ones you do, try and generate 2 referrals, because getting 100%, that's too hard. That's not real life. So shoot for 2 out of 3 and, steadily improve from there to 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5, that kind of thing. Anyway, we started at 2 out of 3 and that was achievable. And guess what happens? People start making money. People start passing referrals more often if they go into a one-to-one with a goal that that's what they want to do. The next thing that happens about 4 or 5 weeks later is that the bills, the invoices start getting paid. And so the closed business starts to go up. And then when the closed business, what do you think happens when a bunch of business owners start making more money? The vibe in the room goes up, all right? And when the vibe in the room goes up, there's that sense of abundance that goes along with that. And that's when people start thinking, you know what? It's a natural human reaction. I want to share this with other people. And so they invite visitors into a room that has a sense of abundance in it. Guess what happens next? People start applying to join. And it all starts from quality one-to-ones. They lead to referrals, closed business, vibe in the room, abundance, and then sharing the love with visitors. It really is a fairly simple recipe, and it all starts with why you guys joined in the first place, which is wanting to make money. And it's also the epitome of giver's gain. So that's just a little something for you. Thanks for listening.